Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 2 of J and H in the Comic Wasteland. I am Jay. This is H. And this week we are here to review Superman number 4, part of DC Rebirth. But before we get things started, H is going to lead us off in how we got to this particular point.
Yes, I am. Before we begin, I'd like to say we've upgraded. We have a proper table now. Home Depot is not sponsoring us, just so you know. We took off the condenser mic. We're using lavalier mics now. We found a really special secret. Anyway, I'll take you through the story. It started pretty much in Convergence. Pretty much there was a mess. Obviously, there's always some kind of multiple Earths going on, multiple universes, and some random shit happened, and it's eventually like the pre-52 Superman ended up in the new 52 world with Lois and his son John. From there, he was just pretty much working in secret. Eventually, the new 52 Superman died because, well, a lot of stuff happened. He lost his powers. He got him back. Eventually, his body couldn't take the overexposure, and it just died out. So the previous pre-52 Superman took over, and now with the new series, the new Rebirth stuff, Superman is pretty much trying to get his bearings. His son is just started exposing his powers. Issue number 1 is just him just kind of figuring out that his father is Superman, and overall it's just the new Justice League just pretty much trying to figure out who this new Superman is. They have no idea. They don't know him. He doesn't know them, and they just want to see what kind of threat he is. They just want to assess him. But Superman's main concern is just to his son, just to get him through the day, just show him how to work his powers. And it's funny because you see John pretty much living the life that Superman led when he was young. He meets a young girl similar to Lana Lang. Her name's Kathy Brannon. She early on she sees that John has special. He has powers. But the weird thing is, John, since he's half human, half Kryptonian, his physiology is not. It's weird. It's not what it should be.
Yeah,
so
his invulnerability fades in and out, it seems.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he fell out of a tree. He got hurt. So they had to take him to the fortress and just kind of evaluate what was going on.
Yeah, it was here at the fortress where we meet the new Eradicator.
Exactly. So the Eradicator is pretty much this entity that was made by General Zod back in Krypton to pretty much bring to justice all the villains of Krypton and just put them in the Phantom Zone to await trial. And one of their many trips, they figured out that Krypton was just falling apart, and somehow the subatomic explosion just merged with their body, so they became kind of a humanoid. And because of that, they decided to just absorb all the souls of Krypton somehow. And their whole goal was to find the last remaining Kryptonian, which is Superman, because they got to see his shuttle just launch off Krypton before it exploded. So that's how he pretty much ended up in this Earth, finding not the Superman they were aiming to look for, but the Superman from the pre-52 universe, which makes it a little convoluted and confusing. But that's pretty much all you need to know for now. So now we're going to delve into issue number 4, Superman Rebirth.
Yes,
where they are. Yeah.
We open up with Clark fighting the Eradicator in the Fortress of Solitude, and Lois and John just trying to stay out of the way. And due to some of the collateral damage they're causing, the fortress starts to fall. And interestingly enough, the Eradicator saves John and Lois.
Yes, that is true. So that pretty much gives the Eradicator some leverage over Superman, because Superman is well, I don't really trust you, but since you saved my family, without any hesitation, so I'm gonna trust you for a sec. But unfortunately, the Eradicator shows his true colors, because he wants to rebuild Krypton. Obviously, that's pretty much his prime directive, starting with eliminating the half-human part of John. And Superman is not, he's not for that at all.
Yeah, one thing I thought was interesting is this whole thing with the Eradicator housing all these Kryptonian souls.
Yes, yeah, something I don't think we've seen that before, which is pretty interesting.
I remember the Eradicator being this energy being that was patterned after Superman, but I don't remember him being this urn for souls.
No, it's definitely something we haven't seen before. So it's cool. It's cool to see the Eradicator. He has this one goal set in mind, which is pretty much to bring Krypton, which you would think, well, Superman would be all about that. But the problem is he is not about having his son, get half eradicated for just to have the Aryan kind of.
I did pick that up where that Eradicator is just concerned with protecting the race at all costs. Yeah, it's the purity of the race we should say. Yeah, and in his attempt to get John, we ended up losing Crypto.
Yeah.
What was up with that, man?
Crypto.
Ever the faithful dog, man, but.
No, Crypto jumped in. He was trying to save John from getting eradicated, and he was the one that ended up getting eradicated, and that sets the stage perfectly for John, because John is
who was having doubts up until this point.
Exactly, he's having doubts. He's just a kid,
right?
And it's cool because that pretty much puts makes him
that push, right?
Yeah, exactly. He has that extra push, and he's just like, all right, screw it. He takes Crypto's cape, sorry. Puts it on, laser vision onto his suit, and then he's ready to go.
Which is one of the coolest shots from the previous issue, man.
You'll see. And that was cool, because obviously John, we know that eventually he's going to be part of the Teen Titans. He's going to be the new Superboy. He's going to be working with Damian Wayne as Robin, and that's going to be very exciting stuff. And honestly, I'm just really excited to see him become the new Superboy in town, and just following in his father's footsteps, and none of this clone. No, it's his proper son, and he's gonna have these values. And it's different because Superman didn't have anybody to look up to in that way with powers, but John does, and that's gonna change the dynamic completely.
That's gonna totally put him on a new path. Right.
Exactly. So that's gonna be really fun, and now we're gonna see how far or how much Superman is willing to do to just get rid of the Eradicator and save his family.
So they end up in this bar, and the souls of the Eradicator slowly make their way out, and I wasn't really sure what was happening in that particular scene with. So were the souls inhabiting random people, or the souls, or were they solidifying when they started attacking Superman and the other people that were around them?
Yeah, I think what was going on is because since they were still attached to the Eradicator, they were under his control.
Right.
But as soon as they got rid of the parts of Krypton, that moon rock.
That moon rock, right. Yeah.
I think they got their bearings. The soul got their bearings, and they were able to communicate with Superman, which is meta on a whole other level.
Yeah.
Which is,
another part I liked about that was that once the souls got out, they realized what was going on, and they were like, all right, we're gonna help you handle the Eradicator now.
Exactly. They pretty much gave him the chance to run away and put Lois and John to safety, which was really fucking cool, because what he did was he put him in a submarine with oxygen and they're pressurized to hold to be able to withstand the deepest trenches, and he's taking them to the moon.
I thought that was one of the coolest shots of the issue too, where the guy who was in the bar, who at first was starting to doubt that this was Superman.
Yeah.
And then his friend was like, "Oh, what's this guy doing now?" He's the total pessimist, and the guy just says, "The Man of Steel has a plan."
Yeah, it's just this one dude. This guy is a massive fan of Superman. He was just all there for him. He was just all about that, and we needed that. We needed to see how this new Superman was being integrated into this new universe, and I guess this one this bartender just kind of set the stage for that as well.
It really helps because the previous scene we had was when John was spying on his dad talking to Wonder Woman and Batman, and he sees them, kind of on his dad's level as. I don't want to overuse the term, but these gods among men.
Exactly.
Having the guy in the bar's point of view helps ground it a bit, as the everyman sees Superman, that he's a god, but he's also our savior, the guy who always comes through when we need him, and he's always there and old reliable. And
exactly.
It was really cool seeing that about face, because he was starting to doubt too, just like how John was at first doubting that he could do this, and especially after he killed Goldie.
He mistakenly killed the house cat. He was trying to save him.
I felt so bad for the kid.
He was this what is it, a hawk or a falcon came in,
I thought it was an owl, or something.
And he just freaked out, and for the first time he used his laser vision.
Yeah, Patrick Gleason's pencils in that particular sequence
were amazing.
Perfectly conveyed the emotion, and
no, seriously, Peter J. Tomasi and Patrick Gleason have been doing really good work so far, and it's very exciting, and it's cool too, because Superman just early on just took John out for a mission just to leverage, to show him how it is, how to leverage his powers.
How it's to be out in the field.
And his right now his primary weapon is his heat vision, and Superman had to just stand there and kind of take the hit while he was trying to stop a random creature.
Was it like a giant kraken or something?
Yeah, it looked like a kraken mixed with a star or whatever. It doesn't matter. The point is he was just trying to teach him just relax, focus your heat vision, and just shoot right through me. And he did. Obviously, he packs a punch because we see later that Superman has a bunch of scorch marks in his back, and Lois is trying to like mend them with, I don't know, aloe vera or whatever shit like they use for Superman, and it was cool. It was cool to see that, and I'm, you know, honestly, they're doing it right, because honestly, the New 52 stuff kind of sucked. I hate to say, and this new Rebirth stuff, they really like, they gave it a proper birth, and I think it's cool. I think we're gonna see a lot of good stuff going forward, and him and Superman just I guess essentially rejoining the crew, and
Right. Yeah.
Batman, I guess, is gonna have to like reforge a relationship with him, and I'm sure like it'll
Right, because this is the guy you know, and yet it's not the guy you know. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
And they need him now. They need it because they're kind of in a state of emergency right now in the Justice League, for example. So I think we're gonna see some cool stuff, and hopefully John's gonna make us proud.
Oh, definitely. I'm really itching to see where this goes now, because I read all these this morning.
Just to wrap up real quick, no, we're very excited. Obviously, Rebirth is doing great stuff. DC got their shit together. We're very excited to like see where Superman goes. His son John, you know, Peter J. Tomasi and Patrick Gleason are doing a great job, and you know, I'm sure like they had a great job.
Oh man, I love they're just a really good team. They had a stellar run on Green Lantern Corps, and yeah, they're really doing some good stuff here with Superman. It's definitely one of the books that I'm gonna stick with out of DC Rebirth.
Yeah, no, Rebirth is doing great, and you know, obviously stick with us. Obviously, we're gonna try to make it more interesting. We're gonna obviously keep upgrading, better budget, better production quality, and you know, just stick with us. Just follow us. If you have any recommendations, just please tell us. Feel free, engage us. Obviously, we would like to have like some guests come join us as well. And you know, hopefully this helps you understand like pretty much what's going on, so you don't have to. Obviously, we scour the wasteland for you guys, and you know, hopefully you guys enjoy. So
see you guys next week.
Until next time.
Hey guys, hope you like what we've been doing so far. Come back next week when we review All-Star Batman #1 by Scott Snyder. See you then.